Welcome once again to Mad Artist Interviews. Today we speak with an acclaimed artist and painter, Mr. Cesar Santos. As always, the interviews are conducted by Marcin Migdal. You may find Cesar's work on santoscesar.com. For more interviews and video workshops, visit madartistpublishing.com. It's time to get on the map.
Hey guys, this is Marcin Migdal, and I'm coming to you with a fresh new interview with another guest artist for The Complete Artist book. And today I have Cesar Santos from Miami, Florida. So without further ado, I'd like for you to introduce yourself and just tell anybody who doesn't know who you are.
Hey there, I am Cesar Santos. I'm an artist. I was born in Cuba. I came to the United States in 1995, and I started studying seriously the art of painting in high school. I got into a top high school. It was a magnet school, one of the best in America. I was lucky to be able to be accepted in that school. So I did all high school, focusing in design and architecture. Then I went to New World School of the Arts, 4 years college, and towards the end I decided to go to Europe because I was missing the techniques, the skills to paint realistically, like I always envisioned myself painting. So I decided to go there and do 2 more years at the Angel Academy of Art in Florence. And since then I've been practicing the art of painting. So this is basically what I am.
Okay. So what is it about art that you love so much?
What I love about art, I think, is the responsibility to be inventing new stuff. Normally in any other career, you kind of repeat what people have done before you, and you get away with that. And I think being an artist forces one to be unique and to come up with things that nobody did before you. So I think that just that part, because even ballet, you can just repeat some movements and go around making a living out of just repeating stuff. But as an artist, you cannot get away with that. So you have to invent and create new things all the time. So I love that about painting and art.
Okay, well, with that said, many artists shape their signature and their style over the years, right? And you did just a second ago say that you can't sort of mimic or copy anybody else's, but I know for a fact that there's a lot of people out there who have trouble coming out with their own style, and then their work does look like somebody else's. As somebody who has an eye for it will look at that and say, oh, well, they're kind of trying to mimic whoever. How do you make sure that you don't get to that space?
Oh yes, don't take me wrong. I never said that you gotta be original totally all the time. Of course, as a base, you start imitating other works previous to you, and that is the way to start, and it's okay. But I believe that you're always pushing to be honest, since we have our own temperament and character. I think once you get the skills that the people and the knowledge of what previous artists did, then you can be honest with yourself and say, okay, what is my purpose here as an artist? And you start combining all this knowledge and creating new stuff with your personal purpose. So I believe being stuck in saying, oh, I love Rembrandt, and trying to make paintings that look like Rembrandt was not what Rembrandt did. You see, Rembrandt saw his teacher and he learned the skills, but his attitude was to break away from that and really express something of his own. And I think that's what I mean by that. So by developing a style, since I studied contemporary art for 7 years, and then I went to learn the techniques of the masters for 2 years, I decided it would be a fun thing to do, to combine those things. Normally you see the purists that love traditional painting, and they don't relate to contemporary art world.
Right.
So I think in my vision, I see myself putting those things together somehow. So I'm still developing it, but yeah, I believe I'm getting there. Some people are recognizing my style by doing that, by combining the the opposite schools,
right,
you know,
right.
the haters of tradition and the haters of contemporary art.
Okay. You're saying there's skill and skill and talent involved. Which do you need most? Can you learn talent or can you not learn talent?
No, I think the talent is a drive to learn the technique. So I believe you can be talented and never be presented with a good school, and then your talent, if you insist and you're passionate about it, will develop in something else. I don't believe that if you don't know how to paint, then you're not talented or you're not skilled, because that depends on what you grew up with. So I believe in my case, I had to treat my talent how I wanted to develop it. So I decided to study contemporary art, to be aware of what the art world is right now. And also I wanted to be able to learn the technique, so when people see it, they feel that they cannot do it. You see, that's something magical about doing something that people look and say, wow, how did he do that? And I wanted to combine that with concept.
Okay. There's a lot of passion in everything that you say, and I'm quite the same, and I can feel it. Were you always like this? I mean, let's take you back to when you were younger. As a child, did you always have that drive to draw and paint, or did you develop this over time?
Yes, you know, I've been practicing many things, but I kept practicing. I don't think the only thing that I did regularly was to draw and paint. Most of the things came in and out. Boxing and music, and you know, I was trying different things, but I've been always very passionate. Contrast to my sister, who is more calm and quiet. I've always been wanting to see what's out there for me to learn and to do.
Right, similar to my brother as well. He's more calm, whereas I'm more like
Yeah.
So did you have a lot of support from your family and your friends when you chose to be an artist?
Yes, totally. I owe them everything, because since we're immigrants, my father is a mechanic, and he was working overtime, full time, to take care of 4 of us: my sister, my mom, and I saw that effort, and I think I learned from that. And also, by not having much money and giving me all they had by the time I had to go to Europe to study, because I got a scholarship in my college. I didn't have a loan. I was lucky enough to get good grades to be able to get a scholarship to have a full covered college. And then I saw them seeing my passion, like you're seeing, and saying, okay, this guy needs to go and study this art. So they sold the house, gave me the profit. My mom got 2 jobs, and they started supporting me until I was fulfilled and graduated. I mean, I had that weight on me and responsibility of my parents giving everything for me, so that I finished the school. I still have the record of the fastest graduate from the Angel Academy.
Wow. How long did it take?
It took me 1.5 years.
Okay. Now, when you go to an academy like that, do you study? Do you mentor under somebody?
You mean the system of schooling?
Well, no, the particular school that you went to, the Angel Academy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Is there a mentor that you work underneath, who's somebody, or is it just you develop your style? I mean, I never went to an art academy, so I don't know how it works.
Art Academies is basically the owner of the school. This is a private school, so he's the owner, Michael John Angel, and he designs the program. And once you go in there, by the time I was there were only 15 students. So it was him telling us the process, like copy, cast, and then do still lives. You know, he was running the show, and we had to follow the curriculum as it went. Okay,
so let's talk about any of your idols. Did you have any artistic idols, or anybody else that has inspired you over the years?
You know, it's funny because I always forget who the artist is. I'm always in exhibitions, and I love the art, and I don't hardly see who did it.
Right.
And sometimes they say, "Oh, have you seen so and so's work?" And I'm like, "No, I don't know." And then they saw me. I see an image. I'm like, "Of course, this guy." Right. And I know about it, but I don't know individuals. Like for instance, Banksy is one of my idols that is alive. I love his work.
What's his full name again?
Banksy. He's the English. He was the one that does the graffitis illegally around New York and London.
Okay.
Yeah, he does street art, and basically he plays with peoples, and it's like doing graffiti ideas out there. It's a really amazing work.
Okay. And have you met any of these people whose paintings you admire?
No, actually, Banksy, I haven't been able to meet him. Hardly any people, because he's hardly anyone gets to meet him. He's like an underground artist. So he's sometimes, you don't know when he's in the crowd, hardly people know his face. Well, now, you know, it's all over the internet, but he's not an image, so it's hard to get in touch with him.
Okay, well, maybe I'll give it a shot and see, because I seem to be getting a lot of people.
Let me know, man.
You're an established painter at this point. A lot of your works are in galleries and exhibitions. Do you remember the first piece that was chosen to be represented at a gallery or an exhibition?
Yes. Well, I think I'm an emerging artist. I don't think I'm established because of the venues, the contemporary venues that I would love to be part of. I am not part of yet. So I am kind of, I feel like I'm just beginning to say, hey, I'm here, listen, I paint. But anyways, yes, I do remember my first gallery. It's an important gallery in Miami. It's called Cernuda Art, and they represent Cuban artists. And as soon as I graduated from the Angel Academy in 2006, I came in and I showed my paintings. I just walked into I remember there was a storm, a hurricane coming, and they were packing paintings in the gallery. And I showed up with my car, took down a couple of paintings and said, listen, this is what I paint. Are you interested? And they said, really? You're Cuban? And I said, yes. And then, okay, call me tomorrow. So next day I went and it all worked fine. We signed a contract and started working there.
Okay. What about when it comes to galleries that are not in the city that you're currently in, right? What is the whole process of packing and shipping it out? How does that work? Who pays for what?
Well, I try not to pay for the framing. I try to paint, like you see, if you just for a second look at my setting, I pin the painting on the wall and I do not stretch it. So when I'm painting, I do it like that, so it's comfortable. I have to ship it to California. I just roll it up and ship it, and it's on its way. Now there's a painting on its way to Spain, and yeah, nothing. They frame it over there.
What's the percentage of your work that you paint as commissions versus what you do as personal projects?
The commission, 50-50.
So you're pretty happy with how much personal effort you put into your paintings, because you have 50% basically of the time to work on them.
I don't see it like that. It's funny. I see it. Listen, I started with nothing, and I just love to paint. So if I can make a living doing what I love, I don't look at the amount of percentage, the amount I need to get paid off, and I don't get myself stressed about that. I love painting, and I think the dealers are the ones selling it for that amount. The thing is that I cannot lose the fact that if I was to say no to the galleries and try it on my own, a guy from the poor neighborhood, who cares? Like, you know, it will be very, very hard to find dealers to buy my work. And I think I don't see it as they taking 50%. I see it as them selling it and then giving me half of what they sold it for. You see, it's like, it's funny. I don't see it as I'm losing anything. For me, the 50% is 100%.
You misunderstood my question. The question was, how many commissions do you get versus the paintings that you produce that are personal projects that you sell?
Oh yeah, that's very different from what I thought. So you're basically asking me the difference between commission work or works that I just do on my own and sell them?
Yes.
Before, I used to have more commission works, but dealing with people and dealing with portraiture, it was kind of like I had to put up with a lot of stuff that in time I became more comfortable, more independent, selling my own.
Thanks for watching another Mad Artist interview. See the full interview at thecompleteartistbook.com. Buy the video workshop and learn from the top industry professionals today. For more interviews and video workshops, visit madartistpublishing.com. It's time to get on the map.